Hello, everyone. Are you planning on getting pregnant or do you just recently have some babies? And if you are, then definitely keep watching till the end of this episode. My name is Kaiyan, and you are watching Raising Kids Naturally. This is a channel where a series of Caitlin and I, bunch of mommios together, exploring the best natural living for our family and kids while building our business together. So, of course, per usual, I have Caitlin here with me. Hello, Caitlin.
Hello, Kaiyan. How are you?
I am great. How are you?
Good. I'm good.
Yes, I know. So, you just finished the last cookie, right? From
Yeah.
the holiday.
I'm
Did you have a good Christmas?
drinking my Azumio along with it. I had a great Christmas. It was very sweet. Very sweet. My parents came and we just had Christmas here. And we live in the mountains
Uh huh.
and we just got a bunch of snow, so we have a white um after Christmas, I should say, celebration. But
That's good.
it was good. It was good. We were sledding today. It was very sweet.
Fun. Yeah, for us, we're looking at me in Texas, it's still 80-degree today.
It's
So it was a
crazy.
warm Christmas. But yes, per usual, time flies, especially after we have kids. Would you agree?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
definitely.
So today, if you were here last week, you probably already knew that today we have our special guest. Her name is Tatiana, and she is going to come on in and joining us and tell us a little bit more about her, I guess, the importance of postpartum care. So let's bring her in. Hello,
Hi.
how are you,
Hello.
Tatiana?
Good. How are y'all?
We're good.
Good.
We're good. Let's see. Do we like this better or do we like this better?
I kind of like that way.
This way or the other way? This way? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, Tatiana, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah. So I just recently had a baby in July, the end of July, July 26th. She is my first, and so she just turned 5 months. I
Hmm.
was previously a teacher. I was teaching second grade.
Hmm.
And now I'm just a stay-at-home mom with her, enjoying all her first
Hmm.
milestones and all that fun stuff. Um, so yeah, it's been pretty fun staying here at home with her, trying to find things to do, relaxing, because after having a baby, you're exhausted.
Yes, yes. You out of many moms that I know, I feel like you bounce back really quickly, or at least from the photo that I
Mhm.
see. So actually, Caitlin and you are have similar background. She was a teacher before
Uh-huh.
too,
Oh,
so
okay, awesome.
Yeah,
that's cool.
exactly.
Yes, yes, yes. Now I know that for you, you actually chose to give birth in a birthing center, right? So do you
Yes.
mind sharing it with us? Like, why did you choose to go with, birthing center and not the traditional way in the hospital?
Yeah, so it kind of goes back to I started my like healthy journey or holistic journey back in 2018. I had gotten gastritis, and I I was always really like skinny, like pretty slim. I've always been active working out, and so when I got gastritis, I was like, whoa, what is going on? Um, and I could go on and on about that. But long story short, I went to the doctor and they prescribed me medicine, and I was not happy with that. I was tired of just being written off and given medication. So I kind of just went down this rabbit hole of trying to heal myself naturally without medication, just kind of foods and that kind of stuff. Um, and so ever since then, I've just been kind of on this path of holistic living, natural living, all that kind of stuff. And then I came across a documentary called The Business of Being Born, which I believe is on Amazon. Um, and after I watched that, I knew well, I was already kind of hesitant about Western medicine because of, like I said, going to the doctor and they just give you pills. But after watching that documentary, I was like, there's no way I am having my kids, my future kids, at a hospital. And then once I did become pregnant, I started just kind of deep diving. And this was, I got pregnant November of last year. So it was, in the middle of COVID. So there's all these restrictions and all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I started doing research, and because of COVID, birthing centers, like, they're on the rise right now. And I ended up finding one that I really, really like, out here in Woodlands, Texas, which is near Conroe, and I really loved it. I went out there, and I was nervous at first, and also from the beginning, I knew I wanted to have a natural birth, just
Mm-hmm.
because I've heard a lot of horror stories about epidural, and then my mom, she gave birth to three girls naturally. So she kind of set the pedestal for me. I was like, if she can do it, I can do it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, so once I went to the birthing center and was there and talked to the midwives and just kind of got a feel for everything there, I was like, this is exactly where I want to be.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
I also, so I have two children. I have a
Mm-hmm.
6-year-old, well, almost 6-year-old, and then a 3-year-old. And for both children, well, for the first one, pardon me, it was at a birth center.
Oh, really?
I gave birth at a birth center, and then the second one was at home. So I totally understand your perspective. It really, one thing I think we forget, or that our culture really tries to deny, is the power and the strength that we have. We
Right.
as women have this tremendous amount of power within ourselves to bring life into this world. And so natural births are not scary. And people, we shouldn't be scared about them
Right.
because it's a wonderful way to have children. Hmm.
Yes, I totally agree. I
So
can go on a soapbox about it, honestly.
I know. I can too. That's wonderful.
That's
That's good.
awesome. I personally love I didn't end up giving birth at a birthing center, but that was my
Mhm.
plan too.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So yes, I did like the vibe, at the birthing center is just very
Mhm.
warm and it's just very cozy. So I
Yeah.
did like that too. And so now fast forward, right? So
Mhm.
today's topic is about the importance of postpartum care. So at
Mhm.
which point did you started to really research on, about to learn more about postpartum care? Was it before you get pregnant, during you're pregnant, or like actually after birth?
Mhm.
It was a little bit towards the end, and I will say I was actually gonna make a post about this because it's been on my mind. I feel like it's something that, especially I'm sure in other countries it's better, but in America it's really terrible. Postpartum care here is like non-existent. And if you don't do any research, you think like, oh, I'm just gonna have this baby and then, I'm gonna
Mhm.
snap back and everything is like good and dandy and you move on with life because that's what social media portrays. But
Mhm.
after giving birth to my daughter, like I quickly realized, like, okay, that's not the way that it actually is.
Mm-mm.
But some of the things that I've researched beforehand was, I heard a lot about postpartum depression. So that was my big thing. My mom got it with my brother, um, for different reasons, but I knew that that is something that I did not want to experience. So one of the things that I researched was encapsulating my placenta, and so I did
Mhm.
that. And I honestly felt like it really did help.
Mhm.
I felt it gave me a lot of energy, and I never really felt sad. But I will say another thing is just having a big support system too. Um, I'm the kind of the first one in my friends group to have a baby. So I voiced it a lot, like postpartum depression is like a real thing. And they've seen it too. You see it on social media. And so, they were great about reaching out to me like, hey, like how are you feeling? Like those kind of things.
Hmm. Very sweet.
Yes, it was very helpful. And I will say another thing is too, is just reaching out to other people that you know are moms, that they've been through it. Because although my friends reached out and were checking up on me, it wasn't the same as me saying like, "Oh, like I'm going through this," type of thing,
Mm-hmm.
because they haven't been in those shoes yet. But I did have a couple other friends who had babies like a month or two before, and so I was able to reach out like, "Hey, like, is this normal?" And they were like, "Yeah, yeah, like that happened to me." So that was really reassuring because as a first time mom, like everything is scary and
Mm-hmm.
everything freaks you out. And so I feel like that has a lot to do with that can go into postpartum depression as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then some other things that I feel that are important for postpartum care. Um, well, the biggest thing I would say is mental health. We have our hormones are like very fluctuating, all that kind of stuff. So like I said, the encapsulating of the placenta was big. Another thing that's been huge for me is journaling. I do a gratitude journal every
Mm-hmm.
morning. I wake up. I would make sure that's like everything changed, but I made sure that that stayed the same after giving birth. My gratitude journal and journaling. And then once I was able to walks, if you follow me on social media, you'll see I always post like, make sure you go out on a 15 to 20-minute walk, get some vitamin D. I feel like those two
Mm-hmm.
things have been very, very crucial in like headspace and just having a quiet moment in the chaos of being a new mom, and that has been very, very helpful for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last thing I would say is for sure diet, but it's hard when you're a new mom because you don't have someone that's going to always cook for you. um and if I'm the type of person who wants to do everything myself, and I don't really like to ask for help, so I'll be the one that tries to cook everything and all of that. So diet hasn't been the best, but I try to keep a healthy, clean diet, because I feel like that goes hand in hand with everything, with healing the mind and the body, all of that. And then
Mm-hmm.
the last thing, working out. I haven't been as consistent as I was hoping I would be, just because sleep
Mm-hmm.
schedules,
It's
everything has
life.
been crazy. Yeah. And energy, like sometimes I have a lot of energy, other times I don't. But like I said, as long as I get a walk in, then I'm happy about that.
Exactly. I remember being that way too. I remember for both of my children, I don't know why it was this way, but when the sun was setting, I used to have these kind of moments of anxiety that would come
Mm,
through. And it was almost as if I don't know why it frightened me so much, but that time of the day, right as the sun was setting, and going out for even just a 5-minute walk around the block was
mm,
so helpful, so
yeah.
helpful. And and two, I know for the diet too, it's one thing that one of my friends, I have a lot of, well, kind of natural hippie mama friends
Mhm.
because this is New Mexico. That's what we
Oh.
do, and
Mhm.
and I have a lot of friends that were really big in the whole concept of 40 days. So 40
Mm,
days after you give birth, you
mhm.
completely incubate yourself, and you have meals brought to you. You don't do much of anything. You don't go out with the baby for 40 days directly
Mhm.
after giving birth. And it's interesting because it's all about those really healing foods. You get
Mhm.
the good omegas, the really good fatty stuff. You need those incredible animal fats to
Mhm.
produce that really high quality milk for your baby, right? And then you also have your good root vegetables because it's all about, you got to get yourself rooted again
Really. Mhm.
and into the earth again and be that strong mama again. And so one thing I noticed too was that a supplement that really helped me was a
Mhm.
multi-carotenoid supplement. And that was so impressionable because whatever I was eating was going directly into the baby.
Mhm.
And carotenoids have been shown to be so influential in the development of the child, especially the brain and the neural activity.
Mhm.
And so I really, really focused very much um, on those supplements while I was pregnant and then afterwards. And I noticed a huge difference between my first child's pregnancy and postpartum versus
Mm-hmm.
my second child's pregnancy and postpartum. And part of that was because the second one I had those supplements. The first one I
Mhm.
didn't. And it was a huge difference. I felt so much stronger and so much more aware and clear. But like you were saying, it's really important that we as mothers learn how to receive that
Mm-hmm.
from other people and learn how to just say, okay, it's okay for me to sit down and it's okay for me to take those 5 minutes walks, even if it's not a full workout like I wanted it to be.
Right.
But it is okay because I am healing and I am regenerating and I am focusing all of my attention and energy to this little one and
Mm-hmm.
myself, right? So very cool.
I, that's
Good on you, Tatiana, because it's a tough job. It's a
Thank
wonderful.
you.
Mhm.
that is awesome. I had no idea that the New Mexico hippie mamas take the
Oh yeah.
40 days. It
There are
actually,
a lot of people granola here.
I think I
So,
told you about this, and
but
Tatiana
it's
probably already knows some of this too, because you, Tatiana, I saw you posting. I follow you on social media, so check her out on her social media on
hmm.
Instagram. So she has a lots of health tips that she share, and one time you even share the Chinese herbal medicine
Hmm.
too. So you might know about this, but for us in our culture, it's the first 30 days, so the first month that
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
exactly like that. We don't do anything. We don't like we have food brought to us and
Exactly.
so
And
it's very important.
Kaiyan, did you have a belly wrap too? Did someone
Yes.
wrap you? See, that's what we don't have in the American culture. We feel like we have to bring the baby out and show it to everyone, to the world, so quickly afterwards. And we don't allow ourselves to also have that wrapping.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one thing that I wish I would have known more about was how the Eastern philosophy of giving birth and bringing birth babies into this world, because you guys, yeah, it's so much more
Truthfully, I didn't learn. I
wise.
don't really know that much. I'm just
Hmm.
fortunate that my mom is a
Hmm.
postpartum doula.
Oh
So
wow.
I actually interview her for my podcast. It's all in Cantonese, unfortunately, but I could translate it. But there's a lot out there that is available too. And postpartum doula is also very popular now in the
Hmm.
US, right, Tatiana?
Hmm.
Yes, it's getting very popular. I kind of wish I would have. I had a doula during my pregnancy, and then when I gave birth, and I wish I would have invested in one postpartum as well.
Hmm. Hmm.
But I was gonna say, my parents are Colombian, and so in the Colombian culture is the same way. 40 days you don't go anywhere. People bring you
I
food,
love that.
There you
and
go.
I
and
love
my
that.
and the same thing you're supposed to not wear a girdle, but
Hmm.
what's the word? I can't think of it in English, but I know it in Spanish.
Say
But
it.
yeah, you wrap the belly binding. There you go, belly binding. You belly bind yourself,
Hmm.
and my mom, are you wearing your I don't know the name in English, but like the girdle. She's like, are you
Hmm.
wearing it? Are you wearing it? And I wasn't as I will admit I wasn't as great as I should have been wearing it, which leads me to say, I think that's another part of postpartum
Hmm.
healing that we're not taught in America. Like a lot
Big
of
time.
women have a lot of like pelvic floor issues,
Hmm.
and it's
Mhm,
because of that. Like you're trying
Hmm.
to lift weights too soon. You're not listening to your
mhm.
body. If you feel like some kind of pain, heaviness, like you need to go get that checked out. And I
Mhm.
feel like here in America, the snapback culture is that's what it's all about. So
Big time. Big time.
people,
Yeah,
women don't listen to their bodies.
Yeah.
yeah. Push a
Do
little
you,
bit too far, too hard, too
Yeah.
soon.
Wonderful. Well, Tatiana, I think you have a lot of wisdom. I wonder if you would ever consider becoming a doula.
I honestly had thought about it
Mhm.
while I was pregnant, but I feel like I was really into it while because I was pregnant. But moving forward, I want to go more into like health coaching.
Hmm. Tell us
Not
more about that.
so right now I'm in the process of getting well, I just got one of my certifications and I'm in the process of getting another one for functional lab testing. I'm not sure if y'all are familiar with that,
Mhm.
but basically it's like if you have, you know, just say you have hormone issues, like I have really painful periods. You can come to me and I can be your coach, and I would say, okay, like we need to do a Dutch hormone test, and then you would be able to do it. We would send it to a lab, then get the results back, and I would be able to sit with you and go through the results and say, like, hey, like this, yeah, your like hormones are way out of whack. We need to do X, Y, and Z to bring them back down, type thing. Or there's also the hair analysis test that goes with that. There's like tons of different tests that you learn or what to do in the course. So that's what I'm hoping to
Hmm.
get into in the next couple of months.
That sounds wonderful.
Yes, that's those are the kinds of things. I'm
Mhm.
I'm into getting to the root cause of things. Like
Mhm.
why is this happening? Not just like giving you a band-aid type thing, like medication for
Yes.
it.
Kind of like
Mhm.
how they treated you, just prescribe
Right,
you with the medication and not really understanding what
right,
is happening to your
right.
body. I
Mm-hmm.
think that's really good today. So far, I have learned you what you do is journaling, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes, that's
then
big.
that's really letting your emotion out, you know,
Right.
also documenting it,
Mm-hmm.
um, exercising, even just a
Mm-hmm.
few minutes walk,
Walk. Mm-hmm.
and then dieting, what we are putting into our body, which is very
Mhm.
important. And then
Mm-hmm.
what Kaylin does with that is she supplement her body with carotenoids.
Mm-hmm.
I'm missing something else.
I would say community,
Mhm.
Community, yes, that's right.
having a
So just
community.
having a good supporting system is also
Yes.
very important as well. Those
Mm-hmm.
are four main things that I have learned so far from
Mm-hmm.
you. And I think that's so great. And rather you are is for, you know, like postpartum or not, I feel like those things are very important to have just for
Yes.
Mhm.
anyone,
Mm-hmm. I
right?
agree as well. Yes.
Mhm.
Yes, yes,
Mhm.
yes. And do you have a final, like, the main message that you really want to, you know, nail that in, like, to share with all the mamas out there?
Yeah, just kind of trust your gut. If people doubt what you say or, don't agree with what you're doing, just trust your gut. You know what's best for you and your baby.
Mm.
That's
Very
awesome.
good.
It sounds pretty consistent, actually, same as our last guest, Jacqueline, along the line
Mhm.
with, you know,
Mhm.
believing in your gut
True.
feeling. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Tatiana. And
Thank
Caitlin,
you
do
for
you have
having me.
it's our pleasure to have you. Yes, would love
It was
to.
a pleasure meeting you, Tatiana.
You
Yes,
too.
I'm so excited of what you are going for, you know, your certificate and what you are going to do, your future career. I'm very excited
Mm-hmm.
to learn more about you. And for the audience who are interested in connecting with Tatiana, where can they find you, Tatiana?
I'm on Instagram heavily, more than I would like to admit. My Instagram handle is my first name, Tatiana, and then VEE. And I'm also a little bit on Facebook. You can just search me up by my first and last name. Last name is Velasquez.
Cool. So I commented on the comment section with her handle to her Instagram account. Caitlin, do you have a final word that you would like
I
to share
I don't think
with
so.
our
This was
guests, with
sweet.
our
This was well, no, I think this is all very good. So thank you.
Thank you.
excellent, excellent.
Wonderful.
So everyone, I hope everyone had a great holiday, and then we won't see you, all of you, till 2022. So see you next year. Be safe out there. See you next
Bye. Have a
time.
good year.
Bye-bye.